Dusk is back in town, performing at the Pack with the Niagara Symphony Orchestra. 2 shows this weekend. It's the music of Sinatra, baby.
You suddenly realize you're looking in someone's eyes, and this could be the start of something big. You're lunch at 21 and watch your diet, declining a Charlotte bruise, accepting a fig. Clear blue sky, it's suddenly gal and guy, and this could be the start of something big. There's no
Well, welcome back to St. Catharines, Matt. You're not a stranger to St. Catharines. You've been here before, but this is a new venue for you, the Performing Arts Centre.
It's pretty cool. I performed here, I don't know, about a dozen times over the last 20 years, but I haven't played in this hall, and we just did sound check, and it sounds absolutely amazing. It's very, very cool. So I think anybody who comes to the show is going to be, very lucky to, have this great theater with a great sound system too. We're terrible, but it'll sound good.
It'll sound good. Now, this has got to be different for you in a way. So you're performing with this orchestra. How is it like getting together with them and making sure everything goes right for the show?
Well, everything starts with a lot of planning. And when I was working with, Bradley Thachuk at the NSO, we were like getting together, making sure the charts work. My band had a rehearsal ahead of time, and now we're getting together for the final rehearsal before the big show this evening. So I'll let you be the judge. I think it's going to sound great.
I think it is too.
I was always involved in a musical family, and then when I was around 17, I discovered karaoke. And my parents had these old Frank Sinatra records, and when I heard Frank's voice for the first time, it was like, oh my Lord, what is this? So I went to this all-girls school that was having a talent night, and I brought some Frank Sinatra karaoke tapes, and I sang the stuff, and they went crazy. And I was like, I don't care what kind of music this is, I'll do it for the rest of my life. And ever since then, that was almost like 22 years ago, I fall more and more and more in love with the genre. So having the orchestra here is actually pretty cool.
Well, tonight we're in Partridge Hall here right now, and we're going to be opening our 2018-19 pop season. And this is a great season. We're opening tonight with our old friend Matt Dusk, who actually hasn't been in this hall with us. He was last with us about 5 years ago, and he's going to be doing the music of Frank Sinatra. And then our Christmas pops, our holiday pops, we're going to be welcoming back one of our old friends, Joey DiBenedetto, and we're going to have one of the great young phenomenas of Broadway, Christine Cornish-Smith, is going to join us. And of course, the Laura Secord Secondary School Choir is going to join us as well. In February, we've got a guest conductor, Melanie Leonard, who's going to be making her debut with us, and she's going to be joining the Jeans and Classics Band, doing the Women of Rock. It's all the great rock tunes of the female artists. And we're going to be closing that season in April with the music of John Williams, all the fantastic film scores. This one always sells out. It's a big favorite here in Niagara. Star Wars, Harry Potter, Raiders, Superman, everything's on that show. And our Masterwork season continues this month. We're going to be doing the premiere of a revised version of a Canadian cello concerto by our composer in residence, Kevin Lau. And we're inviting Rachel Mercer, who is the principal cellist at the National Arts Centre, to join us. Our principal guest conductor, Aislinn Noski, joins us in November, and we'll be doing Beethoven's iconic Eroica Symphony. Oh, no, January and April. We're moving into the Cairns Hall, which is the slightly more intimate venue where we get to do Saturday and Sunday concerts for our brand new N. Walker Chamber Orchestra series. And we're going to be launching that series with something that everybody really loves, and I hope it becomes a tradition, all Mozart. We're hoping in January from now on we're going to be doing all Mozart, because we don't get a chance to do enough Mozart. So we're going to be doing we're going to be doing Mozart's 35th and 39th Symphony, as well as his first flute concerto with our principal flute, Doug Miller. And then back here in Partridge Hall in March, we continue what we're calling our Sibelius cycle, where we're doing all the Sibelius symphonies in chronological order. And this year will be Sibelius number 3. That's the first ever performance here in Niagara. And really looking forward to the end of the season, where we join forces with Chorus Niagara, and we get a cast of soloists, including Claire de Sévigné, who was with us last season. And we're going to be doing a night of Italian opera. Yeah, we've got our annual Spooktacular, where everybody, including the orchestra, gets dressed up. And then we've got one for the holiday season, where we do one of the most beloved pieces for families, Peter and the Wolf. And we're also going to be accompanying the movie The Snowman. We're going to full orchestra accompanying the movie.
Now, you were talking about, working with Matt and a lot of other artists that are coming in. How challenging is that to just get it right? You don't have long to rehearse.
Everybody's professional here, so we don't have long to rehearse, but we we only hire musicians and guest artists who are at the level that can be achieved. And also, we like to say that we hire artists that, just as people, are very easy to work with. The artists that we bring in are embraced by the board and the staff and the orchestra alike, because it's not only talent, there's a personality that I believe goes into being a soloist on the Niagara Symphony Orchestra stage.
I'm coming out with my 12th studio album, which kind of sounds crazy because who makes albums anymore, but I still love the process of going through the time to write it, to record it, and then ultimately release it and take the listener on a journey. So it's called Jet Set Jazz, and it basically harkens back to the day when Pan Am Airlines ruled the world and Frank Sinatra was king. So we're trying to make people believe that they were back in 1964. As well, in December, I'm playing with the Toronto Symphony Orchestra down at Roy Thompson Hall for a week, where we're celebrating the holiday festive mood with the big orchestra and choir. So if they don't catch me here, catch me downtown Toronto.
So you got Witchcraft tonight, and then maybe some Christmas songs.
Oh, jingle bells, sing it.
There you go, jingle all the way. It was great to have Matt Dusk back in town. Check out his website to find out about his new album and his tour dates. And also, check out the Niagara Symphony Orchestra and see what they have coming up. Reporting for The Source, I'm Bob. Fly me to the moon, Romeo.